Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning everyone. Great to see you again with me, Dr. Heri Kuswoyo, SSM Home. Today, we would like to discuss the additional metafunction on systemic functional linguistic course. Well, today we have three objectives. The first is we would like to discuss and define the additional metafunction. The second, we would like to discuss the transitivity system and its component. And last, we would like to discuss 6 types of processes. Well, before we discuss further about the additional metafunction, better for us to review as what Halliday stated that language can be divided into 3 metafunction or meaning. What about the first? The first is additional metafunction, and it is realized grammatically by transitivity system. And then the second, it is interpersonal metafunction, where the meaning is realized grammatically by mood system. And the last is textual metafunction, and it is grammatically realized by theme and rhyme system. Now let's discuss further. What is additional metafunction? Additional metafunction is also well known as clause as experience. The additional metafunction is one of the 3 fundamental functions of language according to systemic functional linguistics developed by Michael Halliday. It is dealing with how language represents our experience of the world, both external and internal. This metafunction is primarily concerned with the content or ideas expressed in language. Based on Thompson in 2014, in systemic functional linguistics, the concept of clause as experience refers to how the clauses encode different types of processes that represent human experiences or action, what they have done in their activity. We describe events, states, and entities engaged in them using language when we discuss our experiences of the world, including the world in our brains. As I taught you before, this kind of meaning is realized grammatically mainly through the transitivity system, which categorize different types of processes such as material process, mental process, relational process, verbal process, and behavioral and existential process and their participants. Firstly, we would like to discuss the concept of transitivity system, where it is realized in additional meaning. The transitivity system is the key concept in systemic functional linguistics belonging to experiential or additional metafunction, which describe how language represents experiences and action in the world through clauses. Transitivity is not just about whether a verb takes an object, as what we have learned in traditional grammar, but also it is about how the entire clause represents a process, including the participant involved and the circumstances surrounding the process. In other words, it explains how meaning flows from the subject through the verb to other elements in the clause. Now, talking about the component of the transitivity system consists of 3. The first is participant, the second is the process type, and the last is circumstances. Now let's discuss one by one. The first is participant. In the participant, they are the entities involved in the processes such as the actor, the goal, the sensor or carrier, depending on the process type. In other words, in traditional grammar, we call as the subject. The second is the process. The processes are the central to the transitivity. Through the system of transitivity, it will explore the clause in its who, does, what to whom, and who, what is, what, who, when, where, why, and how function. One aspect of this analysis is the identification of different type of processes within the clause. The processes represent the action, event, or experiences and can be categorized into the three main types. The first is material processes, mental processes, and relational processes. Well, meanwhile, based on Halliday in 1994, there are 6 types of processes, namely, first, material process, another word we call as the process of doing, and then the second, mental process, we call as process of sensing, and then the third, behavioral process or the process of behaving, and then next, verbal process, sometimes we call as process of saying, and then relational process, sometimes we call as process of being, and the last is existential process, and sometimes we call as the process of existing. Now, let's discuss one by one in details. The first, we would like to discuss deeper what material process is. As I taught you, in material process are the process of material doing. They convey the idea that sometimes is physically done by one entity and that something other may be done to it. As the result, there is a doing or the process and a doer as the participant in the clauses with material process obligation. Now look at the sample. The exhausted bushwalker dropped his pack. So we can identify the exhausted bushwalker that as the participant, or we call as the actor. Meanwhile, the activity of dropped we call as the process of material. This is the process of doing. It is totally different when we compare to the process of saying, let's say, said. Now, that's we call as the process of saying. This is different. This is the process of doing. And the last is his pack. We call as also as the participant. Meanwhile, the function, the role as the goal. So, the exhausted bushwalker dropped his pack. Based on systemic functional linguistics, it categorized as the process of doing, especially for the verb dropped. Now let's comprehend with other process. What about the second? This is mental processes. Another word we call as process of sensing. Mental processes are ones of sensing, such as what? Such as feeling, thinking, perceiving. And there are 3 types of mental processes, namely the effective or reactive, we call as feeling, and then cognitive, thinking, and perceptive or perceptive thing through the 5 senses. Further, mental processes are mental, covered kind of goings, and the participant involved in mental processes is not so much acting or acting upon in doing sense like what we have discussed previously in the process of doing. And in the mental processes, it is as sensing, having feelings, or perceiving or thinking. Thus, the participant roles in mental processes are sensor and phenomenon. This is different when we compare to the process of doing. And then the sensor is by definition conscious being. For only those who are conscious can feel and then think and then see. The phenomenon in this case is that which is sensed, felt, through, or seen. Now look at the sample. That toaster doesn't like me. Now, so we can identify that toaster that is called as the sensor, as the participant, doesn't like. Now, like in this case as the process of mental. And then me, this is as the phenomenon, as the participant. And the second sample, Mark likes new clothes. Mark, in this case, as the sensor, as the participant, and then likes, this is mental. It is involving as the effect, as the process, and the new clothes as the phenomenon, as the participants. Now comprehend with the last sample, Mark understood. In this case, it involves the cognitive in the process of mental here, where Mark as the sensor and then understood, this is the process of mental. Now we proceed to the next sample that we call as behavioral processes, the process of behaving. So what is process of behaving? Behavioral processes are the process of psychological behavior like breathing, dreaming, snoring, smiling, hiccuping, looking, watching, listening, and pondering. Those are the sample of the verb of behaving. Now look at the sample. She lives in the fast lane. Now we can identify she as the behavior, and then life as behavioral, and then in the fast lane, this is discussed as the circumstances, refers to the place. And then second sample, he snores loudly. Now, so we can comprehend snore. This is not the process of doing or the process of sensing, but it has a process of behavioral. He snores. So he as behavior, snore as the process of behavioral, and loudly, this is the way, manner. So it is categorized as circumstances. Next, we have the verbal processes or the process of saying. Of course, it is different when we compare to the previous types of processes. In verbal processes, also known as the process of saying, this is the type of material process in systemic functional linguistics that involve the expression of language and communication. Verbal processes encompasses various forms of linguistic activities, including speaking, uttering, stating, asking, ordering, or reporting. So there are many kinds of the verb of process of saying, such as say, state, ask, report. Those are the sample of the process of saying. Verbal processes are used to convey explicit or implicit messages, and then also used to share information, express opinion, and then give command, ask question, or report someone else's word. These processes play a crucial role in interpersonal communication, are essential for conveying meaning and participating in social interaction. And here is the sample of verbal processes. He said, I will meet you at the park tomorrow. Now, so we can identify he, this as the sayer in the participant, and then said here the verb as the process of saying, the process of verbal. Now, so this is different when we compare to the previous one in the process of doing, also the process of sensing. Meanwhile, the participant we call as verbiage here, I will meet you at the park tomorrow, where it gives the information where he or she will meet. Further, in this example, the verbal process is said, which represent the act of speaking, and then the verb said indicate that someone expressed the word that follow, which are enclosed within quotation mark, the word inside the quotation mark represent the reported speech. So they conveying the speaker intended message. In a verbal process are central to communication of ideas, attitude, and also the intention. Next, we move to the next type of processes, that is relational process, or we call sometimes as the process of being. Relational processes are a type of process in systemic functional language that focus on states, qualities, or relationship. Relational processes highlight the way in which entities are connected or described in terms of their attribute or identities. And in relational processes are typically realized by the verb be or some verb of the same class, such as the copular verb, sometimes we call, such as seem, become, appear, look, and then remain, taste, sound, or sometimes by verbs such as have, on, or possesses, and etc. Relation process are divided into two. The first is attribute process and the second is identifying process. Now look at the first sample of attribute relational process. The common type of relation process described as attribute to some entities as follow. She was hungry again. So she, we identify as the carrier in the participant, and then was as the process, we call as attribute relational. Hungry again, this is as the participant as attribute. So based on the example above, hungry is identified as attribute and she is identified as carrier of the attribution. Meanwhile, the process is locally focused on was. This is the past tense form of the verb be. And then the second type is identifying relation process. This is an additional function for relational processes, such as in the sample, Queen is his name. So Queen identified as identifier, and then is as the identifying relational, and then the last his name as the participant, role as identified. And next is existential processes. In existential processes, sometimes we call as the process of existing. It is a type of process that represents the existence or presence of something in the world. It focuses on the state of being or existing rather than specific action or qualities. In systemic functional linguistics, the existential process typically involves in the sequence there is or there are followed by the existent. Now we can look at the sample. There is a cat in the garden. So there is, that we call as the process of existential. Meanwhile, a cat in the garden as the existent. So based on the sample, the existential process is represent the existence of a cat in the garden. Meanwhile, a cat in the garden is identified as the existent or the participants. And the last component in additional meta function is circumstances. This is the last component. This provides additional information about the processes such as time, and then the place, manner, cause, and many others. Circumstances sometimes answer the questions such as when, where, why, how many, and as what. They realize meaning about the time, temporal, such as he goes to church every Sunday. So in this case, every Sunday as the time or temporal. And then the next sample, he goes to church every Sunday. He goes by taxi, and then he went to the shop for cigarettes. So we can identify there every Sunday, and then every Sunday by taxi for cigarettes. They involve as the circumstances. Now I think enough the explanation of additional meta function. where in the meta function we have three, and one of them is isosceles meta function. What about next video? We will discuss the second meta function, that is interpersonal meta function. I think enough. Thank you everyone. See you, bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice great day.